question words. First of all, we're going to go through the pronunciation. And you can repeat after me. ¿Quién? ¿Quiénes? ¿Dónde? ¿Cuándo? ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? ¿Cuánto? ¿Cuántos? ¿Cuánta? ¿Cuántas? ¿Cuál? ¿Cuáles? ¿Por qué? Okay, now let's look at some details here on why the question word changes from singular to plural. Okay, we have quién and quiénes. This is the singular and this is the plural. When do we use them? If you're asking a question and you're thinking about one person, then you use quién. If you are thinking about many people or many things, many people, you ask quiénes. Then if you want to say who is the teacher, then you say quién es la profesora. In here, quién es la profesora de español. Because it's one person, we use the singular one. Now, if you are thinking about plural, then you will use quiénes. ¿Quiénes son los estudiantes? And notice that los estudiantes is plural, then we use quiénes. Now, notice also that the verb is singular in here. Remember the verb to be? Es and son. This is from the verb to be said. Notice that this is singular and son is the plural. Then as the subject, la profesora, is singular, you use the singular third person because la profesora is she, and that will be es from the verb ser. And los estudiantes is they, and the verb is son, the verb ser also. Then, ¿quién es la profesora de español? ¿Quiénes son los estudiantes de español? Who are the students? Who are the Spanish students? And who is the Spanish teacher? And the answer will be la profesora de español es la señora Martínez. Now notice again the verb is singular, the verb ser. And why are we using ser instead of estar? You remember what I taught you in lessons before. You will choose ser because it's talking about profession. And los estudiantes son María y José. Again, the verb is in the plural and is the verb ser. That's when we use quién and quiénes. Depends if it's singular or plural. Now, ¿dónde, cuándo, qué, cómo, cuánto? ¿Cuánto, cuántos, cuánta, and cuántas? This depends on the gender of the noun that we are using. Then it depends on the gender and the number. Then it will say cuánto. Okay, let's cuánto and cuánta. Let's go here. We have money. And money, the translation for money could be two words, el dinero o la plata. Okay, if we use el dinero, it's masculine. Then we will have to use cuánto. See, it depends on what is the noun, the gender of the noun following, also the gender and the number. But here we're talking about the singular with the cuánto and cuánta. Then el dinero is masculine, therefore we're going to use the one that ends with an O. ¿Cuánto dinero tiene? How much money do you have? ¿Cuánto dinero? Now, if we use la plata is feminine. Then it will be ¿cuánta plata tiene? How much money do you have? It means the same, but they are different gender. El dinero, masculine, la plata, feminine. Then you have to use cuánto dinero, cuánta plata. Let's go to the plural. Let's use carros and casas. Carros is cars and casas is houses. How many cars? ¿Cuántos carros? And you can add the verb tener, that is tiene, or cuántos carros. But if casas is feminine, then it's cuántas casas. Then you can see that how much or how many these question words depends on the noun that is following them, if it is masculine or feminine and singular or plural. ¿Cuál and cuáles? This has to do also with the number only. If you are thinking about which one that is singular is cuál, and if it's which ones is cuáles. Now, if you have been taking all my lessons, you will be able to answer these questions right here. That's how far we have gone. If you get the question word and then the verb to be, and you look up for some other nouns in the dictionary, you will be able to build these questions as well as building the answers. We have here, ¿cuál es su nombre? What is your name? The translation is right next here. ¿Cómo está usted hoy? ¿Dónde vive usted? ¿Cuál es su profesión? ¿De dónde es usted? ¿Por qué estudia español? Let's see the answers. Try to answer first and then get a piece of paper. Maybe you have already a piece of paper and you have been studying maybe with my book, the Spanish book level 1, and we are right now in chapter 3. By the way, the book is a very good addition to these lessons that I'm giving you here for free, because you will be able to study before and study after. You will be able to follow along with the book, and you also will be able to practice what is very important when you are learning a language. In my book, I have a lot of exercises, and each exercise have the answer. Right after the exercise, you will find all the answers. In that way, you can correct yourself. Then it's very important. You can check the book. And they're available in Amazon, and you will support my channel also if you decide to buy the book, and I would really appreciate that. Okay, then let's see. By now probably you have the answers. And ¿cuál es su nombre? Mi nombre es Marta. ¿Cómo está usted hoy? Yo estoy muy bien, gracias. ¿Dónde vive usted? Yo vivo en Orlando. ¿Cuál es su profesión? Yo soy profesora de español. ¿De dónde es usted? Yo soy de Costa Rica. ¿Por qué estudia usted español? Yo estudio español para viajar. Now let's see the answers that we have here and why. I'm going to point out some grammar rules and things that we have learned to show you that you, by this point, by this lesson, you will be able actually to answer these questions and build your own sentences. Mi nombre es Marta. The verb that we are using here is the verb to be. The verb to be said that we use for the names. My name is Marta. And we studied the verb to be in lessons before. Yo estoy muy bien. Gracias. Estoy, the verb to be, estar. Now, this is the verb to be said, and this is the verb to be estar. Now, we use estar in here because we know that's a condition. And for conditions, the verb that we have to choose is estar. But when we are talking about the names, the verb we have to choose is ser. Now here, yo vivo en Orlando. In my lessons before this one, we studied the present tense of the regular verbs in Spanish, and we studied the endings. And we do know that the ending for yo is an o. The verb here is vivir. We studied in the lesson before also vivir. And we keep the stem of the verb and we change the IR for an O, and that becomes yo vivo, I live in Orlando. Yo soy profesora de español. We're using yo soy, conjugation of the verb ser. Why did I choose the verb ser? We choose the verb ser because I'm talking about profession. And that's why I say, yo soy profesora de español. I am a Spanish teacher. Yo soy de Costa Rica. Again, I chose the verb ser, the conjugation soy for yo, right? Now, I chose ser because it's talking about origin. Yo soy de Costa Rica. Origin. I am from Costa Rica. Now, yo estudio español para viajar. Yo estudio. Estudiar is the infinitive. It's an AR verb. For yo is an O and becomes yo estudio. Because remember, you find the infinitive in the dictionary, but you have to change the ending to make the present tense for yo. And you have to take the AR out and put an O. Becomes yo estudio. Español. Para viajar. This is something new here. I have a preposition para, but it means in order to travel. In order to travel. And after prepositions in infinitive, we always, after prepositions in Spanish, we always use infinitives. No exceptions to the rule. Then you have a preposition, para in this case, is going to be followed by an infinitive, viajar. I study Spanish in order to travel. And if you use in order, it will be to travel. To travel is also an infinitive in English. To learn more about the Spanish Class Café, visit us at www.thespanishclasscafe.com. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to keep up with the lessons. Bye for now. Hasta luego.